actually used to like Jerry Springer. I think it was funny. I did like him at once upon a time. Maybe when I was in high school. But I also knew even at a young age that it was fake. So I just couldn't believe that there were people out there like that had those types of problems and would go on national television to air them out. But then I realized that it was fake and it was produced, but it was entertainment. So
right. Yeah, man.
It was funny.
I'm watching this. It's the latest for like 30 years, from 91 to 2018.
See, now that I didn't realize. I had no clue that's how long.
He was the mayor of Cincinnati too.
I didn't know that either. The mayor, I had no clue.
Then he had
the mayor
judge show he had with his wife. I mean,
and then he was on that one of the news shows with Jenny McCarthy's on it. I can't remember the name of it, but they dress up. The people on it dress up as characters, and I think they perform, and then the people have to guess who's performing underneath the costume.
Look at it right quick. Sure.
It's on like NBC or ABC or CBS, one of those channels.
Hold on.
Jenny
Okay.
McCarthy's on it.
Shit. You talking about the tabloid, Baggage? Let Them Talk? Well, it's a new show?
I think it might be Let Them Talk.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if you realize he had his bodyguard got his own show too off it, Steve Wilkos.
Steve Wilkos show, yep. I actually kind of like Steve's show better, but Steve is also not a great actor, and he plays the role real like his role on Jerry Springer was to be Mr. Tough Man. And he's definitely Mr. Tough Man on his show, too.
Right. I mean, Jerry put that man on, so it's like, and the show's still going.
Oh, yeah.
Like his show is still going, the Steve Wilkos show.
Yeah. It's on CW, I think.
Yeah, he's still putting out videos, man. Like, 17 years going hard. So Jerry was moving up, though. Jerry was like Oprah putting people on. Dr. Oz was on Oprah, got his own show. And so it was, he died from pancreatic. You said what?
Phil. I was like, Oprah put a lot of people on TV. She put Dr. Phil on TV.
That was the best friend, Gail. And,
yeah.
How did you know it was fake, though? Like, how did you know this?
Just because, I don't know, it's hard to put into words, I guess, because just watching it, they were actors, and they just weren't great actors. So you could tell they were acting. Some of them would take it a little over the top, which I guess that was the whole point of the show. It was supposed to be over the top and in your face kind of show, and it definitely was. It lived up to that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, though, how the hell they fly away from Kansas all the way to where you did a show at Cincinnati, and they got them fighting, the midget fight, having sex with the brother, the mama, and the girlfriend, sister, and boyfriend. It was just a mess.
Yeah, I think he became like real famous for putting the midgets on TV.
Like, midgets had no purpose before, he just gave them a second life. Like, okay, it's already tough being a midget. God damn it, Jerry made it cool. Like, he had all the midgets on there and shit, though. Right.
Yeah, he did make it cool.
And I think he said something too, though, in an interview a couple years ago. He was talking about his show kind of messed up the culture, like fucked up the culture. You agree or disagree, like what he said? I don't think he did, but he said that. Yeah, his show
he messed up the culture. No, one show can't fuck up a whole culture. I wouldn't say. I mean, now that genre of shows might have fucked up the culture, the whole reality in general, because it distorted people's realities. People started getting it skewed between what's actually reality and what's not actual reality.
Facts.
Like those housewife shows. I mean, like, I think we talked about that for a minute last night. Like, that's not real. No one's life is like that, and they are so scripted. It's just not even. It's just not even funny. It's just kind of like almost so scripted that it's predictable as to what's going to be said next. Like, you kind of know who's the villain, who's the good person, who's the good girl, who's the one that likes to start shit, the shit stir or pot stir or whatever you want to call it.
Right. I definitely thought, his show. I don't feel like it did, but I don't know why he felt like that. I guess he felt like because people tuned into the bullshit for 30 years. But why do you think they call it reality TV when it really ain't reality?
Well, because I think they really wanted to pass it off as these are real stories of real people. And a good bit of our society fell into it. They believe that it's real. And that they just can't, it's like they can't wrap their brain around the fact that could possibly be fake. But, or that people would put themselves out there like that. And I think there's like, there is definitely an element of realness to each one. Like the relationships are real as far as like on the housewife shows and things like that. The marriages and all that, they're real. Some of the friendships are real. Some of them are completely forced and set up and scripted. But I'll never forget the one where the Housewives of New Jersey, where I think the one of the ladies, Teresa, her name was Teresa, and she got so mad and she like stood up, and it was at a nice dinner, and she smacked her hands down on the table, and she called her something, this other girl, something that didn't make any sense whatsoever. But then she flipped the table over and just went all out. And it was at this nice brownstone, I think it was called the Brownstone in New Jersey, in Franklin, New Jersey. But she went for it, and she did it. And she she made a name for herself just by that scene. She made a name for herself.
It's just ridiculous. Like, I feel like none of these fights happen. Like, you got security guards in there that's timing this shit. This shit is so fucking scripted. If anybody tuning in this shit, I feel like you're just losing brain cells. Why do you think people... I just feel like you gotta have a couple loose screws in your brain. Like, you gotta be a slow motherfucker to believe any of this shit.
There is one show that I watched that I can't watch it right now because I got rid of cable because I just wasn't watching it. I've watched way less TV here lately. But I like it's called Vanderpump Rules, and it's about a lady, Lisa Vanderpump, who owns several restaurants in LA, and she really owns the restaurants. And the stories are about her workers, her employees, and they're young and they're all attractive, and they all go on these trips all the time and just do these things that are like real people don't live like that. You don't party 24/7.
They marriages and relationships about just having fun, living up, turning up. You got people spending money they don't have to impress people who don't even care about you. She in debt. He got a car he can't afford. Or she got a house he can't afford. He's staying with roommates and can't barely afford, but he got a Louis Vuitton belt in his house. It's just a fucking mess right now. This shit is all goddamn in a disarray. Shit all fucked up right now. It's just, it's terrible though. Would you say like Maury Show is real? 'Cause I believe Maury Show is real.
The Maury show is real. Yes, I believe it is real. Because I just can't fathom them putting people on there to get DNA results on a child. I mean, they're taking a child's life, and using it sort of as entertainment. So to that extent, it has to be real as far as like the results and everything that comes back. I mean, I can't see unless they really just have no souls and they go all out there and pretend. So you're going to come out here and this is what's going to happen. We're going to tell you that this kid's not yours, and we're going to need you to act like we just told you that this kid's not yours and that you raised it from whatever age. Like, I can't imagine doing that, because a lot of times they'll bring the children on the show too. To me, that would be exploitation of a minor.
I ain't know that was. The exploitation of minors when you bring a child to the show or something?
I'm saying like when you exploit a child for some reason, any reason.
Well,
so to me, that would be borderline exploitation, which all of it is exploitation.
Do you feel like it's safe to say that more have been exposing these hoes for over 30 years, and women have the right to say that men lie more than women, when you got men out here raising another man's kids and they don't even know it?
Do you know, I know 2 guys who have raised another, like personally in real life, actual real life, that have raised another man's kids. And in one case, he raised this little girl for 6 years and was led to believe that she was his. And the girl had the audacity to send him to have a DNA test done for child support. So he would have to pay child support. And he took this little girl to the Child Protective Services or DSS or whatever it was called, and they had their mouths swabbed, and then he took her back to get the results, and he found out that child was not his. And he wholeheartedly 100% believed for 6 years that was his little girl.
You cannot trust these hoes, fellas. I keep saying it.
No, and he went back to her. Like, they broke up and everything. He went back to the woman, or the bitch,
now that's
the
what
girl,
you call
or whatever, the hoe.
girl. Like, ain't no damn way. I'm saying, fuck you and that child, and you gotta get the fuck on. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, get out of my life, like all of it.
It's so sad to me.
He's a sucker for that. I have to get, and I can't stand him, but I have to give him this. He's a sucker for that child, because the whole time, like, I knew him, the only thing that I knew that really would pull at his heartstrings was
fuck that shit. That ain't your damn child.
Girl.
But I look at it like this: women need to go to prison for that. Who's lying to men and saying that that's their child when it's not their child. Absolutely. They need to be able to go to prison, and they need to be able. That man need to put them on child support for all the years supporting their child. That's what I feel like they need to do. The court system. Yeah, that was some of these policies.
Yeah, they need to pay. Excuse me, back child support, just like a man would have to pay back child support for his actual legitimate child if he had not been paying
I totally
child
agree.
support.
I wonder why the feminists ain't talking about that, though. Women lying. Why the feminists ain't talking about that? Yeah, I'm calling all y'all dirty ass hoes, project hoes, hood rat hoes, feminist hoes out. Why y'all not fighting for women to be paying child support after they lied to a man and said that's their child and men taking care of the kids and it's not their kid and not their responsibility? Why ain't no feminists talking about this? Why these celebrities ain't talking about it? Have you realized all these celebrities say the same damn thing like a fuck?
They get on the same, they get on that same,
everybody's a Democrat.
They all hop on the same soapbox.
Democrats, goddamn celebrities.
All the
celebrities
are Democrats.
It's like a goddamn robot. That's why I love Kanye West. That man,
Kanye's
mind. That man, he's a genius though. But I just want to know why the feminists are saying that women are treated unfairly and equally, but women are lying to men for years, and they have to take care of another man's kid. They're lying and saying that their child, but nobody's doing nothing about it. There's no laws in place for them to be convicted or prosecuted or nothing. But nobody's talking.
No, that's true. It's not, and it should be. They should absolutely be prosecuted just like a man would. I mean, because they only give you like 3 months. A man, if you owe child support, you get behind 3 months, and they take you to court. And if you can't bring your back child support or a good portion of it to that court date, you're going to jail.
You get up the year in jail.
You can get longer than that. You stay in jail until that child support is paid.
It's kind of funny because the child could be 18 and they ain't even, you didn't know you had a child, and she could take you to court for it. You got to pay back child support for 18 years. That's so fucked.
That's so
Lord have mercy. These bitches are scandalous hoes. Yeah, I said it. Y'all some scandalous, lying assholes. You out here lying to men, getting pregnant.
I'm going to jump on that train. I believe it too. There's some scandalous lying assholes out there.
And I hope all y'all man, I ain't going to say it because I know you two going to tell you that. I hope you bitches rot in hell, you dirty hoes. All you hoes lying and saying those that man your child, lying to your kids, saying that's the daddy, when they really not. You lying hoes, I hope all you rot in hell. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Because ain't nobody else going to say it. You don't see no celebrities talking about that shit.
No.
All they gonna talk about, all they celebrities want you to do is buy their product and say the same damn thing. This is another thing too. I realized, why ain't the feminists trying to get trading and coding, carpentry? They not trying to get STEM in school for these boys. Why is that? Trading and coding in school. Why do you think that is the feminists? They not helping nobody out with feminists, but yet they say they for the women.
Well, I have a question for you. How do you feel about this whole identifying as whatever?
Man,
I want to identify as a cat today, so I'm gonna walk around on all fours.
Man, it's so fucked up, man. Like I'm driving on the interstate, and I seen the billboard, God love trans kids. Like, they trying to put this shit on kids now. They're forcing it on kids. Now I'm saying,
yeah, they are. That's what bothers me about it is if a kid calls another kid, say it's a boy, and they say he said whatever, and that particular boy happens to just want to identify as a girl, the kid that said he is going to get in trouble for using that pronoun, he, when it's real. Like, you are he. I mean, you identify however you want to identify, but you're not going to skew my reality, and you're not going to skew my child's reality.
Do you feel like the Me Too movement is targeting black men? Because I just feel like it's only targeting black men. They ain't really targeting that many white men.
I don't know. I think it's targeting both. I mean, it might target black men more so than white men, but it's definitely targeting white men as well, I believe. I think it just so happened it kind of started out with Bill Cosby, and then rolled over. I was trying to think who was like one of the next people. Trump.
They ain't start liking Trump to start running for president. All the rappers were taking pictures with Trump. Trump was fucking all the celebrity women and all that shit. They ain't like Trump to start running for president. All the rappers hate Trump now. But before y'all taking pictures with him, y'all shouting him out in songs. I'm the black Donald Trump.
Yeah, because they wanted to be his level. They wanted to appear to be on his level of his billionaire status. They wanted to be, associated with that billionaire status.
Are you a fan of Trump? Because I like Trump. I think Trump was probably one of our best presidents.
I think I do. Yeah, I'm a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of everything he personally does and the type of person he might be. But as far as for president, I think he was doing a good job. And I think he was running the country like he knew in the only way he knew how, he was running it like a business, which essentially it is. A country is a business. It's set up now to make money. That's what, I mean, that's how it was set up to begin with. That's where taxes came from. So it was set up to make money, to be able to run itself, and to be a well-oiled machine. A country has to make money. And if there's one thing Trump knows how to do,
was
it's
it
make
legal
money.
or illegal?
So,
Allegedly.
right, whether it's legal or, but hey, you can say that about
JFK,
any
JFK was doing the prohibition, was moving liquor. People forget about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about the JFK scam? Why nobody talk about? They talk about Trump scam, but JFK and his brother was fucking the same damn girl. Nobody talks about that. They were fucking Marilyn Monroe. Huh?
Nobody talks about that.
They were about
nobody
sex
talks
life,
about
but
that.
they was fucking the same hoe.
If anything, she's famous for being
She was the Kim Kardashian
that
back
woman.
Then. Doing nothing.
Absolutely.
Sucking the president's dick.
Really
sucking both of the brothers' dicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But right.
Enough said there.
Yeah.
What else can you say about
it just
that?
amazes me. I forgot what I was about to say just now.
Like, that's the only piercing I ever got was Marilyn Monroe. Well, no, I did have my nose pierced, but I worked for Hooters. But I had a Marilyn Monroe piercing.
Right. Yes. I mean, she was a gorgeous. She was a gorgeous woman back then. Though. I mean, very gorgeous.
And she was like a size 12 or 14. She wasn't skinny by any means. She was voluptuous, and she didn't fit today's standards of pretty and gorgeous and like the ultimate sex symbol. Marilyn Monroe wouldn't fit in.
What's your thoughts? Yeah. They're just. You say Bill Cosby. I call him Pill Cosby. Actually, he Pill Cosby. Pill Cosby.
That's a good nickname for him.
What's your thoughts on this O.J. Simpson shit? You think O.J. did it? You think he killed her?
Absolutely.
You know what the famous line is? If the glove don't fit, he must be a quit.
Yeah, he must be.
You never heard Johnny Carter say that?
No, I've heard if the glove don't fit, it must have quit. But I've never heard if the glove don't
must
fit.
Be a quit. Must be a quit. That's what I meant. Yeah, must be a quit. Like.
Oh, quit. Yeah, I've heard that. Okay. Yeah. No, I think somebody just threw a glove out there, and that was just their bright idea, and it just so happened that it worked for him. But see, karma got O.J. Simpson.
Well, I look at it like this: how the hell you get 30 years for stealing